Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and in this video I'm going to show you how I cut the hole in the cigar box to install my necks and how to do it on different types of boxes. So stick around and I'll show you that. Please excuse the fan, it's about 100 degrees in here. I am not turning it off. Cutting your neck slots in your cigar box guitars is a pretty important part of the build because you want the neck to fit in there snug, but you don't want it to be sloppy. You don't want it to be cut too big, you don't want it to be cut too small, and you don't want it to be a jagged cut where it looks real sloppy. So let's show you the tools that you can use to get this done. Now what I use for the job is a centering ruler, which is right here. This one comes from cbgitty.com. You have a little precision blade, a pull saw. You got this crazy thing, which I've never used to cut a cigar box, but you could, like a little fretting saw, and a coping saw. All right, take your pick. There's a lot of different boxes out there to choose from. I think the most easiest box to build a cigar box guitar is this style right here, which is basically the drop-in lid like that. Pretty simple. I've got one right here that I've already cut on this side. Same style. And what I would usually do on this type of box here, I would take my center ruler, I would put it here. Now the center ruler has a center, of course, and then it has centimeters going this way, 1 to 14 and 1 to 14. So this one here, if I center it right there, I have 7.5 centimeters on this side, 7.5 centimeters on this side, and there's my center line right there. I would put a mark right here on the center. Now I do have a little template that I use, which is right here. I have it marked with a center line, and this little template that I use is just a guitar neck, a 1x2, and a piece of a heel glued together like that. That thickness, that width, and that's my little template I use. I do have it marked with a center line there and a center line in the middle. Now once I have my center line here, I will lay my little template right there, matching up the center of this to the center line that I marked on the box. And I put that nice and straight, and I'll take either a pencil. On some boxes, if I can see it, I'll use a pencil. If not, I'll use a Sharpie with a sharp end Sharpie, and I'll mark my little square out for my neck. And a lot of people, once they mark the neck, they grab their saw and they start cutting. I don't do it like that because you'll get a lot of jagged cuts around the side. What I do is once I have my square drawn there, I will take my little square here and I will go on the line of the box, a little bit on the inside of the line, and I'll score it with this little razor knife here. Score it there, score it over here, and I'll take a longer square like this and I'll score it on the bottom as well. Like I said, inside the line, making the box a little smaller than it actually needs to be before I do the cut. This way, when I'm using this jagged saw with the jagged teeth, it's not going to crack or splinter my wood or my label as I'm cutting through there. Now that's one type of box. Then you have this type over here, which has, you got half the lid up here and you got the rest of the box. And I do the same thing with this type of box here. I'll mark my center. I'll take my little wood template and I will draw my little square there where my neck is going to go. But when I score this one here, because of the way the top of the lid is, I won't score all the way from the top to all the way down because of the top of the lid here. I'll start like right here. Give me not touching the top of the lid because I don't want to cut this up here with the razor knife. And I just cut down here, here, and here. score it, and then I will cut the top first and then the bottom, which I'm going to show you on this other box here in just a second. And then you got this type of box here, this Rocky Patel box, which it's angled on the side. On both sides it's round and it's like this. And again, the measuring part is the same every time. I mark the center. You can see I've got it marked right there. I take my little block there and I line it up, and then I will draw out for my neck blank to go in, which you see I have it all set there. Now with this one, it's kind of hard to lay the square on to score it with the knife because of the round edge. So this one I do very carefully, and I'll just do it by hand a little bit inside of the line, all the way down, all the way this way, and I'll go across this way and this way. And also with these here, with the top lids like this, I can see where the top of the box is right there. You can see the wood here at the top of the box. I'm going to also score right here, right along that line where the box is. I'm going to try to do it straight, but I'm going to make a line right here. I'm going to go a few times just to score that, just like that, before I make my cut. Okay, I'm going to get ready to cut this box here for my neck. Okay, let's start the cut. And I'm going to use this saw here. I go lightly when I get towards the top of the lid. And a lot of times on bigger cuts, like on this one over here, on this box right here, I'll cut down and then take the coping saw and kind of cut to an angle like that, and then notch that out. But with this one here, what I'm going to do is just cut a series of little cuts here like this. Actually already starting to pop out right there. And you can see where I've cut down right here, and I'll usually take a little chisel and just kind of twist them out like that. There's my little pieces. That goes in the garbage. And there's my cut. And I'm going to try to clean that up with a file right there. And there's my cut, if you can see it. And I'll double check it with this little block that it fits. It usually doesn't at first because I've cut it a little smaller. And I'm going to file this out a little bit until I get that to fit perfect. And I'll be right back in a second. Okay, I think I've got it pretty close, and there's the fit right there. See how nice and clean it is? That's what you're going for. Okay, now I'm going to do the bottom side. Same way, but here I'm going to cut up to the line. Well, I scored a little bit in front of the line, and I'm going to cut down to the little line I scored there. Like that, and I'm going to continue to make little slots all the way the length of that notch there. Now this is the part you definitely don't want to cut below your line. That's why when you score it, you want to score it on the inside of your line and cut these actually a little smaller, so you can file this thing down to the exact fit so you don't have that big gap underneath it. You see a lot of people having to put that little piece under there just because they cut the hole too big. So I don't like that. I like it to be a little more neater on mine. So I'm going to cut close to the line all the way down. Hope you can see that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, now I'll take my little chisel here and just stick it in there and give it a little twist. And there's my little notch right there. And what I'll do sometimes is I'll take a coarse rasp like this just to kind of even that out some. A little high on that one side. I don't want to go too much for this. And then I'll use a finer file just to smooth all that out. A nice cut. See how a block of wood fits. Okay, I need to get a little more filing. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I've got it just about perfect. My little block of wood fits in there. And you can always test it by closing it. A nice square. Nice square. And let's see how the heel fits. Here's the heel for this box. Nice cut. Nice cut in the back. Nice and neat. And it's ready to go. Now this is the neck right here that will go into this Rocky Patel box. This one is a through the body neck. These two here are not going all the way through. This had a really cool label on the back, so I didn't want to go all the way through the back of this box. But that one is ready to go. The heel fits. And this one also is not going to go all the way through the body. That one, the heel fits. All I have to do is finish the necks, carve the necks out to fit the box, and we're on to the next step. Hey, thanks for watching that video. I hope that helps somebody out there who's trying to build their own cigar box guitar and how to cut the hole out for the neck and make it look nice and neat. I like it to look nice and neat, like I took time when I built it. You don't want it to look like you were blindfolded when you grab the saw and cut the neck out. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more cigar box guitar videos. Take care. Bye-bye.